You're watching Service Drive, exclusively on CBT News.
Hey everyone, Jim Fitzpatrick. Thanks so much for joining me on another edition of Service Drive right here on the CBT Automotive Network. With customers holding on to their vehicles longer than ever, today Nick Latino, who is the Fixed Operations Director at Parkway Toyota, joins us to share what his team is doing to manage this kind of a new flow, right, Nick? I mean, people are keep holding their cars well over 100,000 miles now. Not all of them, but many of them, right? What kind of opportunities has this created for your service drive?
Well, good morning, and thank you for having me back on. I appreciate it. I think it's a really good thing for all of us. I mean, if you could capture that market, it's a great thing. You know, the low-lying fruit.
Yeah.
To me, that's where it all is. You know, we still have inventory issues, as everybody knows. So
Yeah.
keeping your foot on the gas pedal and getting those old vehicles in, like you said, customers are holding on to their cars a lot longer. So it's good for all of us. It's, you know, we have to help out the customer, give them some coupons, get that car back in, and just do the right thing by everybody.
Yeah, sure. And then of course your parts department loves it too, because you're replacing parts on that vehicle as well. So the OEMs are loving that. I mean, they'd probably rather sell that person a new car, but at the end of the day, you know, they're in the parts business too. So have you had to make any changes in staffing or training to better handle the high mileage cars coming in?
Well, I think it starts in the beginning. You know, it's all about culture, right?
Mm-hmm.
We have to create that culture in here. It's about relationships as well.
Yeah.
You know, my staff, we usually have weekly meetings. We talk about a lot of different things, you know, because the writers are the front line of the business, right? I mean, we could train them all we want, but they're the front line. And they need to tell us, hey, Nick, this is what we see. This is what we see. This is what we need to fix. So I think training is consistent.
Mm-hmm.
No service advisor is properly trained 100%.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to come across those scenarios. But I think with the training that we do, and you know, they know that we're expecting older cars, they have their eye on the ball, so they know what's going on.
Right.
But we communicate. I think communication is key with everyone.
No question about it. Yeah, for sure. And I would imagine that your used car manager is coming in there going, hey, you got all these high mileage cars coming in. We could use these vehicles on our used car lot, and we want to get, and obviously the customer's probably ripe to get into a new car if it's got 95,000 miles on it. But yet you're going, well, hold on a second. This he's looking at a $1,700 repair bill that I would love to sell him that service, right?
Yeah,
are those conversations happening?
Like the barbarians at the gate. I'm like,
exactly.
Out of here, go take a walk.
yeah, exactly. Yeah. So if something like that does happen, well, of course now your customer is the used car manager. If they do trade or say, yeah, we'll sell the car outright to the dealership. And is the used car manager taking care of that bill and saying, okay, we're going to have all that work done?
Absolutely. Unequivocally, no doubt about it.
If he ever wants to get another used car through the garage, he better, right?
He better.
Yeah.
You know, listen, it's a round robin, right? We get the car, we service the customer, it goes back to them and so forth. So I think all the departments have to be on the same page.
Yeah.
We all have to mesh. I'm happy when they sell a used car, you know, I got to put that smile on, but the back of my head is, hey, I just lost this revenue. But we keep the used car, we make sure that the rider gets taken care of because, you know, I don't pay my riders on internals. So I make sure that they get compensated for the work that they do and follow the ticket through. Yeah.
You got to take good care of them. Otherwise they know what's going on and they'll bolt. And it's already hard to hold on to good, not just technicians, but also writers, you know, and advisors. Yeah. Right.
We're pretty fortunate. We have a good staff of writers, mature guys. We don't have a lot of turnover. When they were hired, you know, they were told, listen, sky's the limit in this business. It's about relationships, taking care of the customer, doing the right thing.
Right.
You can't swing for the fences every time.
Right.
You know, plant the seed, you do the recommendations, you stay on top of the recommendations, and so forth. And
right.
I was very, very lucky in this business, you know, and only because I developed relationship with customers. I mean, I have customers that had followed me through the dealerships that are still coming back. Their kids work.
Wow, that's great.
It's a trust factor. That's what this is all about.
That's right. Yeah, there's no question about that. And obviously, it's hard enough in terms of, you know, retaining customers, as we know. What's working best to keep people coming back? You just kind of mentioned it there, communication, but and I know that that's probably at the forefront. But any other tricks you can share with us to keep that customer coming back to your service lane?
Listen, everybody is price conscious right now, right? So you got to keep your eye on a competitor, number one. constant keep your eye on a competitor and watch what's going on. If you need to send out better coupons or communicate or
Yeah.
and then save coupons, whatever you need to do. I don't like to lose any customers to an aftermarket. Once they go to they say, well, the aftermarkets are cheaper, but they're not, because their average ticket is about $250 to $300. But once they get them in the door, sometimes these customers are their mindset changes. Why go to a dealership? Why pay these high rates? Well, there's a lot of things behind that. Your parts are covered, no matter where you go, and so is the workmanship. So to me, we try to keep them in-house, but offering them coupons and helping them. And once again, it comes down to communication and relationships.
Right. And when you say competition, you're not just talking about the next Toyota dealership down the road, or maybe even the next dealership down the road. You're also talking about the independents, right? The Pet Boys, the Walmarts, everything else.
Absolutely. The independents are there just waiting to grab our low-lying fruit. They're like sharks.
Right.
I call them sharks.
Oh, yeah, for sure. And if you ask most customers, why don't you have your vehicle serviced at the dealership that you bought it from, they'll tell you usually two reasons: cost too much and it takes too long. What do you do to combat those two items? You just mentioned one of them, keep your eye on the competition, and then I would imagine you adjust your prices accordingly so that you're in the hunt.
Listen, everybody needs some help. So if we need to help out the customer no matter what, we help them out discount-wise.
Yeah.
It's okay to do that. You got to keep your eye on the ball. We use a grid pricing, so we have a little leverage there where we can help the customer out with that. But you have to stay on top of the recommendations, the special order parts. There's a lot of I believe there's a lot of stores out there that have special order parts on the shelves. Special order parts, when you get that information. I have my BDC department calling them up, get that car back in.
Sure.
Whether it's a recall or anything else. And, I think customers really like that.
Yeah.
They feel that you take care of them. You text them, because text communication is a lot faster than giving them a call.
Oh,
everybody.
No question about it. I'm the same way. I'm like, don't even leave me a voicemail. I'm not listening to it. Just text me the information, right?
Text me the information, get that customer in, provide a loaner car, which we do, predicated on how long the work load takes. And we get them in and out. We try to keep everybody happy.
I was at a dealership in Washington, D.C., right outside of Washington, D.C., a couple of weeks ago, and they've got a policy among all of their 10 stores, and it's just bring it in. In other words, you can bring it in, bring anything in. If you got a little problem with your car or whatever, just bring it in. There's no calling up, setting an appointment, or what have you. I'm like, how do you manage that? They said, well, we do it, and that's our commitment to the customer and to the marketplace, that no appointment necessary. You can make an appointment if you want, and we'll take those, and obviously it's probably the best case scenario. But if you got a problem with the car, bring it in, and we'll take care of it. Is that...
Once again, it goes back to culture, right?
Yeah.
You got to develop that culture. I mean, BDC department, we have there's no 2-week, appointment setting. Bring it in, get it in.
Yeah.
Get it. I need to get that car in, because I'm always under that fear that what if they go somewhere else?
Totally. Right.
So I get the car in, I do what I have to do, whether I have to get them lift or I shuttle them or give them a loaner car. I do what I have to do to get that customer in, especially if they're a first-time customer.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, the president just announced today 100% increase or 100% tariff on China. He's not liking China right now, and the president and what have you. We don't know how long all this is going to last, but because for a while tariffs kind of like sunk down and below the front page of news, and it was kind of like, all right, well, it's a fact of life. What are we going to do? Nobody really knew the tariff situation or how much more it's going to cost. Do you hear that from consumers, a concern about tariffs? And then the follow-up's going to be, are you seeing prices increase on the parts that you're dealing with?
We really don't see any concern. I haven't heard anything on my end.
Okay.
I'm very fortunate. I work for a great brand, Toyota.
Yeah, that's for sure.
They're really holding all of the tariff increases. So they're really not passing them along to us, which helps us in a lot of ways. We can still keep the competitive prices and transform that to the customer and get them in the door. So I wouldn't panic if, from consumer standpoint, don't panic. Get that customer in, do the right thing, help them out if you have to, and just keep your foot on the gas pedal.
Yeah, absolutely. But with what you're traveling at right now, will 2025 be a better year for you than 2024?
It already has been.
Already has been. Okay. Wow. And you still got 2.5 months to go.
Unbelievable. We've had an unbelievable year. Expectations that I had set, we've exceeded them. And I think the morale is a lot better. And once again, you need to not only train, but communicate with your employees. You got to get those service writers in there. Let's talk about everything. I try to share everything I know with them. What's going on? What's our profit percentage? What do we need to be? Hours per RO. That's very, very important. One-line ROs. How can we omit the one-line ROs? How can we increase that bill and so forth? To hurt the customer so much, but to at least plant the seed and know where it's at. A lot of these guys, I like to get guys in here and stay with me. Watch what I do all day long, so they get to know the business from both ends.
Sure. The president of Ford, Jim Farley, came out and said he's got 6,000 service bays that don't have technicians, and it's a real problem across the dealer network. Are you sitting with service bays that need technicians right now?
No, absolutely not.
No.
We promote within.
Yeah.
We bring them in as Lube Express technicians.
Okay.
Promoted since I've been here 4 years, about 5 or 6 of them.
Wow.
So once we bring them in, we make sure that they're worthy. They want to be in the business. I ask them where you want to see yourself in the next 5 years and so forth.
Right.
And then we from within, little by little. We send them to Toyota. Has a lot of classes, training. I put them right next to the shop foreman.
Yeah. You grow your own.
We grow our own, and we take our little beatings here for the unapplied labor for a little bit, but it's understandable.
That's
the
great.
bays are fine. We have a great morale out there, which is really, really important. But I think if you could promote from within, it's best, because it's really, really hard to get technicians into this field. I mean, with the NJ Carr just came out with a program. I was looking at his little segment there. So I reached out to them because I want to know a little bit about it.
Yeah.
Not that I need technicians, but it's always good to know.
Right. Yeah, no question about it. So record year happening. No, you don't need techs. You're building a great culture. There's dealers right now that are taking your number down and they're going to go, we need Nick Latino in our dealership.
I love this business. I breathe it, sleep it. I do everything. I love it. I love what I do, and you have to love what you do, because
that's right.
Your energy goes on to your staff.
Right. What if a Boston Red Sox fan comes in and he's got the license plate? Are you just like sending him down the road?
I got a set of Yankee seats here from the old stadium.
Do you really? You'll make them sit in those, right?
I had a customer that walked in, and I could tell right off the bat from his accent. He goes, "Are these from Yankee Stadium?" I said, "Yes, they are." I said, "Are you a Boston fan?" He said, "I am." I said, "Don't you dare sit on those seats." Don't you dare sit on those seats. Oh my God. Do not, if you're a customer listening, do not drive into Nick Latino's service drive with a Boston cap on. So otherwise you're in trouble. We love everybody.
The prices go up, and it's a 6-week wait. So.
You're never coming in. We love everybody here, no matter where you're from. We're always here to help.
I know. Nick Latino, Fixed Ops Director at Parkway Toyota. Thank you so much for joining us. I know that our audience will get a lot out of your visit, as they always do. So thanks so much. And boy, keep going, man. That's great. The fact that you're already better than last year and you got 2.5 months to go, you're gonna crush it.
So happy. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much.
Thanks for watching Service Drive, exclusively on CBT News.